Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your host, MA. Today's September 2nd, and the Heat beat the Bucks tonight. We go up 2-0. Controversial game, honestly. There were some iffy calls there. The refs were terrible all night, especially towards the Heat. And Doris Burke was pissing me off. But we'll get into it. I'll let you guys know what happened. We'll break through the breakdown quarter by quarter coming up. Yeah, guys, so this episode is gonna be a little crazy. Taking off my headphones. This game was so controversial, honestly. It's crazy how many things were going on during this game. And to me, it's not a good look for the NBA. Because the NBA, if you watch the game, if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch it. Because if you watch the game today, you notice, and I just finished watching the Rockets versus the OKC game, and that game was just as controversial. Tonight was not a good night for NBA referees. Honestly, I don't know what it was, but it just felt like these referees were trying to help the Bucks. As soon as the Heat were heating up in certain points of the game, and I'll get to that when I break it down, but as soon as they started heating up stuff, I don't know, these referees would stop the ball and favor. Anytime we touched any Bucks player, if we touched them by an inch, whistle, call, foul, whatever. They eventually get to the free throw line because you're getting the bonus quick. It was amazing to me. I couldn't believe these referees tonight. But anyways, guys, before we get into it, either way we won. So who cares? We won. Yeah. 116 to 114. Jesus Christ, the ending is crazy too. But before we start, if you guys can, please, as always, whatever you're listening to, follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, comment, hit me up on social. Appreciate it. It all helps me out. It's all good. Thank you. So, this game is a big game. It's game 2. And we could have it's the difference between a 2-0 lead and being tied and making it pretty much a 5-game series from then. So this is commanding. Us winning this game tonight, it's sent a message to the Bucks like this ain't easy, and they got to figure this out because I think Spo is playing great against this team. Spo his plan is just working perfectly 100%. And you got to give it to Spo again. I'm going to keep bringing this up because I think this series, especially because we're going up a talent like Giannis and a team that's been good all year, all season, all bubble. We need a mind. We need a coach that can get us through these tough times. And this game definitely brought tough times. And it was a team effort. We ended up with 7 players scoring in double figures. This was Jimmy's. Jimmy had 40 the other night. Jimmy got nowhere near 40 tonight, which was okay because it shows that this team is not led by one superstar. It's not led by one player, as Milwaukee's showing. Milwaukee's showing that Giannis has to get going for them to really feel good, for them to really feel comfortable in their game plan. They look out of whack. If Giannis is out of whack, the whole team looks out of whack, and they are just scrapping. But they have talent enough to scrap with us, and we're just lacking that real true superstar like Giannis, that so demanding talent and athletic freak. But that doesn't matter because we have hard workers and team players that are versatile and can do multiple things on the court, and we show that to this Bucks team, and we prevail and take advantage of it. So. I just kudos to our coaching staff and Coach Spo figuring this team out and showing, an onslaught of, schemes to beat this team, to beat the number 1 team in the East and the whole NBA actually, because they had the best record in the NBA, So I'll start getting into the game a little bit. Starting 5, same as always. Bam, Jimmy, Jay, Dragic, and Duncan. No different. This time though, Bledsoe didn't play game 1. Eric Bledsoe did play today, and I would say, starting right now, he definitely was a difference maker, I think. He's just a bigger body. He's a bully. He's quick. He's a veteran, so he has some experience. He can score. He's streaky. Can shoot a little bit. So, he definitely made his presence known. And our guards are gonna have to pay attention to him a little more. We had it lax with George Hill, but now we have George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. DiVincenzo didn't really play that much, so we just need to figure that out. But I think we're gonna be okay for now. But Kendrick Nunn cannot guard him. Kendrick Nunn has a hard time guarding these guards. If you watch this film again, like one-on-one defense against these guys, he's having a very tough time. So going into the first quarter, the Dragic showed up. Like, you knew in the first couple minutes of this game, the Dragon was gonna come play. Like, he was taking over, doing his thing, especially when we needed it. Because both teams were playing good defense, but also it was kind of similar to game one, where it was kind of like a shootout at first. Everyone's kind of going back and forth, running, gunning. But he stayed cool. Dragon was still going good early on. And if you remember the keys to the series, I said free throw shooting, 3-point shooting, rebounding, and defense. Free throw shooting early on indicated that was going to be a rough night for us. I don't know what it was, but we kept missing free throws consistently throughout the night. And it started in the first quarter, and I wrote down in my notes, like, is this going to be a problem for us? And it was. It ended up being a problem. But the good thing is, in the first quarter, we did a great job, great job, all the team all around, shutting down Giannis. Like, we really did build walls for him. We made it really uncomfortable for him. He almost didn't score in the whole first quarter. He scored late in the first quarter. We just made his life a living hell in that first quarter. So that's good, because we just got him prepped up, and showed him that he's gonna have to be all Giannis, all MVP today if he's gonna try to win this game. So that was good. Defense, 100%. Can't say anymore that defense throughout this whole game was consistent. And it started in the first quarter. We played great defense, and it got better and better. But that first quarter was set the tone for us to make sure that we were going to play defense consistently all night. And it was second unit too. Even when the second unit came in, everyone was consistently playing good defense. Offense sometimes wasn't there for us, even though we had a good offensive night overall. But definitely, I felt like our defense was building and was strong throughout the whole night. So kudos to you guys in the Heat tonight. Interesting lineup happened in the first quarter. We went really small. We played Dragic, Bam, Tyler Herro, Kendrick Nunn, and Iggy. So Iggy was essentially the power forward in that whole thing. We had 3 2-point guards and a shooting guard. That was pretty shocking, but it was effective. Honestly, defensively, it was really effective. It was being played during a time where Giannis was the center for them, and they played kind of small too. With Chris Middleton being their power forward, and I thought it combat that lineup of theirs very well. And this is just another addition of Spo being smart and trying to do different things to throw at them. I don't think it lasted very long. I think it was the only time he really played. One, because Iggy got Rose's ankle. I'll let you guys know about that. And Kendrick Nunn, as I say, has his limitations still on defense. So that didn't do much. But the bench scoring in this first quarter definitely helped us build a lead, and we ended up leading 38-29 at the end of the first. So remember, the first game we were losing 40-29. Now we flipped the script in this first quarter, 38-29. So great start for us. We're keeping the Bucks low in scoring. We're not giving them that confidence yet, and we're showing that we can score. And we're scoring in different ways. The Dragon was definitely leading us, but a lot of people in our bench definitely showed up. And as I said, another little key category that can help us win games is bench scoring. If our bench players show up, then it's just a more boost for us. And tonight, and this night where Jimmy was having a not as great night, not a spectacular 40-point night, we needed all the help from everybody on this team, and the bench definitely spoke up, including Tyler Herro, of course, that's one of my key players in this series, and then Kelly Olynyk. So Kelly Olynyk definitely stepped up, and this is one of his games that he's gonna have throughout this playoffs, that he's gonna have an outburst of scoring. Great 3-point shooting tonight as well, and we needed it, and it was effective. Right time. He's just a timely player. He's reading the game, and he's understanding when he's needed. So kudos to KO as well today. Giving out a lot of kudos, if you haven't noticed. All right. So some stats just real quick at the end of that first quarter. For the Heat, at that, Jimmy wasn't playing well. So all I can tell you is that he had 2 steals. He was playing great defense, but offensively, he was not playing well at all. Dragic, though, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, just doing it all over the court. He's really being our star. You know, Jimmy's like our superstar, but like, you got to put Dragic up there. We honestly are a 3-headed monster with Dragic, Bam, and Jimmy. Like, that's really our 3-headed monster, if anything. And then we have like smaller monsters like Tyler Herro and stuff. But that's our 3-headed Hydra monster. And you know, like, you cut one head off, you cut Jimmy's head off. Like today, you slowed down Jimmy a little bit. Dragic's gonna have a big night. Bam is gonna have a big night, and everybody else is gonna contribute as well. And then all the little heads came out and helped. So that's kind of, you know what? I just came up with this right now. I think that's a great, you know, metaphor, analogy, whatever you want to call it, to how we played tonight. You know, it was like Hydra, next man up. You know, you cut one head off, you think you stopped one person, the next person comes up and hits another one, another head pops up. So I kind of like that. I hope anyone on Reddit, anyone's like social media and savvy, hit me up on that. Start doing some hashtag, you know, Hydra Heat. I don't know. Anyways, you know, KO had 2 3-pointers in that first quarter. Bam had 6 points. Herro had 3 points on a 3-pointer. That was timely, though. And on the opposite side, you know, in the Bucks, Lopez had 9 points. Giannis had 6 points. And Middleton had 2 points. So that shows that we're playing better. Remember, I said in that last episode, in that recap, we have to start to slow down 2 of these guys. Out of 3 of these guys, we need to slow down 2. Giannis has to be one at all times. And in this first quarter, we did a good job of stopping Giannis and Middleton. But Lopez, of course, was getting hot. And Lopez, I'm telling you guys, he's good. Like, some people sleep on Lopez, and you know, I'm one of those players that always respected his game, especially now that he added a 3-point shot, and he's hitting that, like, he's being wet. Like, it's a nasty shot, and Bam is having a hard time guarding it and respecting it. So hopefully Bam figures it out. I think he's gonna figure out one game, most likely the next game. Because I think the Heat are smelling blood right now. 2-0 lead. And now we're going to have Heat colors in the next game. We smell blood. Like, we're going to take this next one. We got to take the next one. And if we take this next one, they got no air to breathe. The Bucks will be gasping. So, at the end of the quarter, rebounds, we had 12 to 11. So that's good. We're winning the rebound battle. This is the good thing. This is how you know our defense was intense the whole game. In the first quarter, we already had 4 steals. They didn't have any steals. So, booyah. Field goal percentage, they were shooting all lights out last game. They started off shooting only 41% for the field. We were shooting 54% from the field. Boom. From 3-point land, we were both kind of even, 38% from us, 37% from them. The difference, though, was we had scored 5 threes in the first quarter. They only scored 3 threes. So we were shooting a high volume of threes, which definitely helped tonight. And like I said, one of our key categories is 3-point shooting. And that definitely came in play today. And it started early. This first quarter definitely was the blueprint to how we're going to win the game. Honestly, 100%. And then free throw shooting, we were 7 of 9, 77%. Missed 2. Not bad, but it's going to come back to haunt us. And then the Bucks, 6 of 7. Only missing 1, 85%, and they stayed consistent throughout the whole night. So the first quarter definitely was a snapshot picture of what the rest of this game will be like. Going into the second, just got to give a quick shout out to Tyler Herro. I mean, this kid did some crazy stuff in that second quarter, which made me just think, like, this kid's untouchable. Like, we can't trade him. I don't know. Honestly, you need to give me Jamal Murray, you need to give me Donovan Mitchell, you need to give me something like that to trade Tyler Herro right now, because I think Tyler Herro is projected to be what Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray are doing right now. Like, they're in their third year of their contract, 4th year of their contract, and they're going off. They're starting to prime off. Tyler Herro is on that projection, guys. Like, we got to hold on to him. I'm telling you, and he's going to be better than these guys probably. He's going to be as good as Devin Booker or better. Trust me. So, Tyler Herro, untouchable. Real quick, putting that in there. Because in the second quarter, he went off and helped. And then, man, this is when the game starts to piss me off. Like, I was getting fucking pissed. And I was getting pissed at the referees because these referees starting in this quarter, because we were getting hot. Like, we started that second quarter hot again, and we were doing well, moving the ball, playing great defense. They were allowing us to be physical. And then, these fucking refs that start calling bullshit. Every time we touched a Bucks player, the whistle went off. It was almost like, what do you want us to do? Like, no, don't touch them. Like, what's going on here? And it was just frustrating to watch. And of course, they kept going to the line. They kept going to the line. They kept going to the line. And they ended up shooting over 20 free throws by the end of the first half. And it was just ridiculous calls though. Like, it was a lot of calls were iffy. Like, you couldn't justify a lot of these calls, really. But for some reason, these referees kept calling these things. And you know what was making it worse though? If you guys were watching on TNT, I'm pretty sure all the games are on TNT now, national TV. Fucking Doris Burke, which I love Doris Burke as an announcer, as an analyst for all these basketball games she does. But for tonight, most of the night into the last call, that was the most controversial call. But the whole night, she kept siding with Milwaukee and going like, it's a foul. Yeah, you're fouling. The Heat are fouling. And I was like, no, they're not. Like, you got to stop saying this stuff because a lot of it's BS. Because some of it, yeah, we were like touching a little foul, whatever. But a lot of it was like, nah, you can't call that a foul. Like, that's crazy. So it started all in the second quarter. Luckily, though, the Heat continued to be aggressive. They didn't shy from being aggressive still. So our defense still stayed consistent, and the game just kind of stays close. And we're being a little consistent. The good thing, again, with our great defense, creates Giannis to get 3 fouls by the 5-minute mark in the second quarter. So he has to get out of the game. So that helped us tremendously. And the Dragon continues to be the Dragon, and he kind of helps us keep continuing to lead the game. And he's doing it all over the place. Like, Dragon, passing, shooting threes, mid-range. I mean, he did nice floaters off the bank this game, especially in the first quarter and second quarter. It was beautiful to watch. It was a good Dragon game. It definitely looked like the European Championship Dragon. If you guys watched that tournament a couple years ago when he won the Euro Cup with Luka for Slovenia, I mean, he was so demanding and so offensively, like nasty against that competition, and he's pretty much emulating that right now. So he's on another level. Like, he's on another cloud. He's definitely breathing fire right now. Like, when he's sleeping, I could definitely see fire coming out of him. And then our 3-point shots started coming in, and that was a key, to this game. Like, we stayed timely with our 3-point shots. We took a lot of 3-point shots, and then the ones that went in were timely. Were perfectly when we need those those shots to go in. So, good thing for us to still stay confident and still keep staying aggressive and staying on our shot. At the end of the quarter, though, we end up being 66-60. So good 6-point lead. Though you see, we still gave up 30 points to the Bucks. So it's like, okay, but we score 26 points. So they got better on defense. But the big difference there was free throw shooting, 100%. Free throw shooting definitely, with the help of the refs and free throw shooting, helped the Bucks, stayed within us as close as they can. At halftime, Jimmy has 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. He's there, but he's not commanding the game at any point right now. Bam, 6 points, 3 rebounds, an assist. He's doing a lot more than his stats, though. Like, I can tell you these stats, but honestly, he's playing great defense, helping, rebounding, not rebounding, boxing out. Like, he's boxing out big-ass guys and all these little guys and making sure that we get the ball in any way, any shape, form, even if he can't grab it. So, Bam, if anything, if I had to pick an MVP today, I'm picking Bam. Bam's our MVP for this game, for me. And Dragic has 17 points. So, right there, that second quarter, he continued his fire. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Herro with 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. KO, 8 points, 5 rebounds. The bench continues to come. Duncan and Jay at this point have 7 points each. So you can see it's an all-around game from the whole team. Like, it's not one person doing damage, or not 2 or 3 people doing damage. Though you can highlight Dragic and Herro probably out of all these players, but everybody's chipping in and everyone's consistently helping at the right time. So that was huge. At this point, Middleton has 11 points. Giannis has 10 points. Lopez has 9 points. But here's where Bledsoe starts showing up. Bledsoe has 14 points. He definitely was a big factor in that second quarter. He's just a big body. He can take his shots to the rim and create, foul shots for them. And he can make N1s at time, and he did in this game. It is what it is. And then his backup, George Hill, had 7 points. So, we're definitely, you can see that this was a team battle today. It wasn't a superstar battle, in Jimmy versus Giannis. It was the Heat versus Bucks, and which team collectively was going to play better. And luckily, we had more players ready to play than they did. So I think that was another key factor to our winning today, and just hustling and team focused all together, encouraging each other to like hit shots at the right time. That's what 100% won this game for us. This was a heart game. Like, this is all heart. This game 2 was all heart. The team with the biggest heart was going to win, because both teams at this point were tied in rebounding, 21-21. Though the Bucks had 5 offensive rebounds, the Heat only had 3 offensive rebounds. So, they were hustling, probably a little bit more than us, and we weren't boxing out as well as we could have been at this point. Field goal percentage, this is where we're still doing good. We're still playing great defense because we're holding them to 46% shooting while we're at 54% shooting. In the three-point line, now we've held them down to 33% shooting for 4 for 12. We're at 39% shooting for 9 for 23. Like, boom. 3-point shooting, big help for us. Big help. That's definitely a reason why we were consistently up in this game. And then our free throw shooting, 9 for 11. So we only still missed 2. You only missed that 2 in the first quarter yet so far, 81%. Though, 9 for 11, correct? The Bucks end up shooting 10 more free throws than us in this first half. They are 18 for 21 for 85% shooting at their line by the end of the first half. Ridiculous. And a lot of it was Giannis. And Giannis definitely was not like the same. He looked better. He realized he has, for him to shoot those free throws, he has to keep his nose pointed up, keep his chin up, keep his hand and flick that wrist. Like, watch him. Like, that's the only way he consistently makes these shots, because the first game he wasn't doing that. He was kind of like looking straight and chucking it, and it didn't look right, and you can tell he was in his head. But today he was out of his head. He was controlling himself. So I don't think it's going to be a problem for him going forward anymore. I think he's going to be pretty consistent from the line. But if we stay consistent defensively, like we've been on him, we're still going to make living hell for him. He's still going to have a hard-ass time scoring left and right. He'll have his moments where he'll steamroll through us here and there. But for the most part, I think we're going to stop him. So you can do all you want, Giannis. Keep shooting those free throws, because we're going to keep figuring out ways to beat this. Boom. So, and real quick, another stat that shows our defense. Turnovers. They had 6 turnovers when we had 4. Another good thing to show that the Heat were controlling the ball very well. So we weren't trying to just toss this game away. 4 turnovers in 24 minutes. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good ratio from turnover to minutes. So going to the third quarter, Bucks defense got better, and with that, I will say the referees continue to help. But Bucks defense got better. They were being a little more aggressive, though, and our offense became stuck in the mud. We just weren't playing Heat basketball. Ball movement. Getting our shots that we want. They were playing good. They were on us a lot of the time. And even when we went to the free throw line, we kept missing some free throws here and there. So the missing of the free throws consistently, here it is, consistently comes back to catch up to us. And then in the middle of all this, towards the end of the quarter, Iggy rolls his ankle, and I'm just like, oh crap. And it was to me it was a dirty play from Korver, because Korver is a shooter. Korver, the shot that Iggy got, which is a corner 3. Korver gets that all day. That's one of his main shots. And he knows that it's dangerous to get under a player's shooting zone. when they jump. He plants himself right under Iggy, and Iggy lands his right foot over his foot, and turns his ankle. And I couldn't believe like the audacity this man had to do that. I was like, really, man? Like Korver, really? You out of all the people decide to do this? Like, he knew what was gonna happen. Like, he's not dumb, you know. So I thought that was a dirty play from Korver, and I didn't agree with it. You know, good thing for Iguodala, he came in and did shoot the free throws, but he never came back in. And the reason he never came back in is because we didn't need him. Because, ladies and gentlemen, DJ, Derrick Jones Jr., showed back up in this game and played a hell of his minutes. Whatever he played, how many minutes he played? I gotta check this. Because no matter if it says 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes, but played 7 minutes, and he made the most of those 7 minutes. Defensively, Derrick Jones Jr. was everywhere. He was guarding Giannis, guarding everybody, getting rebounds, making deflections, getting steals, causing havoc. Derrick Jones Jr. was ready, and that's what I'm saying. Like, cut one of our heads off, Hydra. Cut one of our heads off, take Iggy out. Don't worry, the next man up. Next man up, stay ready. Like, just like Kendrick Nunn stayed ready the last series, DJ got to stay ready this series. DJ stayed ready, came in, produced, made most of his opportunity, took advantage. Let's go, keep the engine rolling. Big kudos to you, DJ. Big kudos to you, because that was dope to watch. You know, we got a flagrant foul out of that one, and after that flagrant foul, we got the ball back, right? Tyler Herro and Bam meet up for alley-oop. Woo. That was dirty. Like, they didn't have to do it that dirty, but it was a dirty oop. Like, it was like boom. Like, I was like, dang, okay, now we out here. Like, it was good. And, you know, luckily though, towards the end of it, the Bucks did climb back. They tied the game. I thought for a second there we might lose this thing. We might lose the lead. But our rebounding, our boxing out, our tough defense, and then we started hitting free throws again and started going to the line a little bit more, you know, controlling our pace. And we end up with the lead at the end of the quarter, 90-86, which is almost pretty similar to what the same score was at the end of the third quarter, the last game, which I think this is the same score. I think we did end up that third quarter in game one, 90-86. So the game is going exactly the same way as game one, but in this game, Jimmy is not really taking over. It's more of a team, you know, scoring efficiently type of game. Duncan now is showing up. He got 13 points. He was big in this quarter, hitting a couple threes for us. Bam has 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists at this point. So being aggressive, doing it all now. Just having a Bam game. Like, I don't care what Bam stats are sometimes. I like to let you guys know, because, you know, people like stats, and stats are a good way to indicate how someone's been playing, but it's not a really good way when you're Bam Adebayo, because you have to watch Bam Adebayo to see how effective he is. Stats don't do him justice. Like, he has so much on his shoulders, Bam, and he does such a good job controlling everything he needs to control. And he's a general out there. He's an energizer bunny for us. He's, you know, an enforcer. He's a lot of things for us, and he does it well, and above average well. So you got to give it up to Bam. I still don't understand how he didn't win Most Improved. Like, he got robbed. Like, definitely, I'm gonna keep saying it. He got robbed. Like, Bam got robbed. So Dragic at this point has 20 points. The Dragon continuing his battle. 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Tyler Herro, 12 points, 3 assists. 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Tyler Herro, man, this kid has so much confidence. So much confidence. His ball handling is getting so much better. I mean, really, if you want to watch this game, if you haven't watched it, watch it. And you can see Tyler Herro really growing throughout this game. You know, just being smart and playing important minutes, hitting timely shots, creating offense for us when we didn't have anything really there. I mean, the kid's growing. The kid's getting really, really good. Untouchable, I'm telling you. On the Bucks side, at the end of the third quarter, Middleton had 16, Giannis had 18, Lopez had 14, Bledsoe had 16. And, you know, this is what I'm saying, like, this quarter we let them loose a little bit. You know, they gained confidence. We let them loose. The free throw shooting of theirs kept helped them stay in the game a little bit. But our 3-point shooting and our defense definitely helped us. Definitely kept us ahead of them, and at least to keep our momentum going. So, but our free throw shooting, we should have done better. Our rebounding started to get worse. They had 34 rebounds at the end. They had 31 rebounds. We had 31 rebounds, excuse me. So we're starting to lose the rebound battle. So that's starting to show that the Bucks are playing harder. Then field goal percentage, they had 48%. We had 46%. So it's starting to flip the script now. They're starting to play better than us. We're starting to miss shots. Not looking good. But the 3-point shooting for us is still what's prevailing us. They only had 30%. For 6 for 20, so they only had 6 3-pointers at this time. We ended up having 13 3-pointers for 35% shooting at the end of the third quarter. That was a huge thing. Like, that's what kept us in this game the whole time, 3-point shooting. No matter what anyone says, 3-point shooting was huge in this game because, again, our free throw shooting was terrible. We were now 17 for 22 at the end of the third, shooting 77%, while the Bucks were 23 for 28. See, the Bucks were controlling their destiny at the free throw line. If the Bucks would have had a bad game again, if the Bucks were similar and Giannis was similar to what game 1 was, we would have been winning by 10 points already. We would have been up by at least 6 to 7 points. But because they're controlling their destiny and hitting their free throws, and we're not, we're missing our free throws. That's 5 free throws we missed by the end of the third quarter. That's in total. We missed 5 free throws. We're only up by 4. We could have been up by 9, you know. Or let's say we only missed 1 or 2 of those. We could have been up by 6 at least, you know. So we got to start taking control. And that's free throws. Like, free throws are bunnies to me. Like, if you're an NBA player and you get paid millions to play this game, free throws should be something it should be an art to you, and you should all have your forms down packed. That should be one of the main things anybody that calls himself a basketball player should be able to do, is hit free throws. So we got to start doing a better job with that, because I don't think our 3-point shooting is going to be like this every game. So going to the fourth, we actually left Jimmy on the bench for a while. Jimmy didn't come in until around 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it was because DJ continued to play great defense. And I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough that DJ was huge tonight. I mean, that guy came in and played big, just played big, played bigger than he is. And he's a big guy with long arms and everything, but he was effective when we needed him to. And almost when you thought we were losing hope and we didn't have much left in the tank, or maybe this is where the game turns for us because we lose a good, important veteran, you know, because Iggy controls a lot of the game for us too. DJ comes in and does a great job. Like, I was impressed. DJ, I was very impressed for you being ready for the moment. Like, you didn't let the moment take you. You were ready, and you did what you knew you're good at, and you did it very well. So big ups to DJ. Tyler Herro is going off now, and so those two are definitely the big reasons why we were like consistently staying up in this quarter. But again, the referees are helping the Bucks all throughout this game, and especially in the fourth. There were so many controversial calls that I was just like, why is this a foul? Why is this a foul? Why is this a foul? And then for us, we weren't really getting those calls. So it was like really one-sided, and it was pissing me off. It was really bothering me because I didn't understand it. There was no reason for it, and the only reason for it I can think of that could justify this is the NBA trying to help the Bucks win the game, or at least stay close enough to give them a chance in the end to win the game. And it was pissing me off because it was blatant to see, and this bubble makes it easier for us, the fans, to see. So if the NBA is listening, like, you gotta stop this. Like, you need to help these referees and allow these referees to just be free in making their calls, and stop trying to control and dictate stuff, because it's not a good look. And stop getting the analysts, because Doris Burke, 100%, by this time in the fourth quarter too, I have it in my notes, like, she was pissing me off. Like it was getting to me, because she was agreeing with everything they said. Everything. And everything was iffy. I mean, there were some calls where you're like, okay, that's a foul. Some. But most calls were like, I don't know about that one. That one could have been either or. That's iffy. Like that's not on a foul. So, whatever. It is what it is. Bam was playing great in the fourth quarter. Just 100%. He ends up fouling out at the end, but that's because of how hard he was playing. Like he was just trying to do everything and not give an inch to the Bucks. Like no matter what anytime he was on the court, he was 100% focused on defense and rebounding. He was just boxing out very well, just creating rebounds for himself and for his teammates. I just can't say enough about Bam. Like he was so important to our game plan, and he's one of our key players. Him, Dragic, and Herro. And if you notice, those three key players I said in this series were the three key players to our game today. Dragic and Herro were our top scorers, and then Bam was our engine. He was everything else. So I told you guys, like those are the three guys. If those guys are on, we'll win the game. No matter what Jimmy's doing, because Jimmy will do what Jimmy does, and that's how we won the game. Jimmy did what Jimmy does. He goes and gets fouled and hits free throw shots. Boom, we win the game. He doesn't have to hit 40 points. That's why we have these other players around him. So watch, and then the key categories: defense and 3-point shooting were the two categories that he chose today to focus on and win the game. We didn't do a good job in rebounding, and we didn't do a good job in free throw shooting. But luckily, our 3-point shooting and our defense was top-notch throughout the whole game, which gave us an opportunity to win the game in the end, compared to what the Bucks were doing. So, to me, it was crazy wild ending, because right before Bam fouls out, he makes a jump shot on a mid-range jump shot on Brook Lopez that made us go up a game by 2 points. It was huge. Like Bam is gaining confidence in this shot, and if you remember me starting this podcast, since day one, I've been saying that Bam needs to shoot, and he doesn't have to shoot all the time. He just needs to shoot and have the players respect his shot, and for him to have the confidence to do stuff like this at the end of games when most likely they'll force him to shoot sometimes, and that's what they did. They forced him to shoot, and he made it. So good. So Bam, congrats on that. Keep taking those shots. Keep shooting with confidence. It looks smooth. You snapped your wrist perfectly. You lined it up. You squared. You bent your knees. It was awesome. You look natural. So keep it up, Bam. You got this. Keep it up. So, we missed free throws again, and that's kind of what gave the opportunities for the Bucks to come back. We made some mistakes. Jimmy could have called timeout when we were up by 4, but he throws it. This is like 40 seconds left. We missed a free throw, but Jimmy gets it. No, they miss a free throw. I'm sorry. They miss a free throw, and we get the rebound. And then Jimmy gets it, passes, and he gets stuck. He gets double teamed. So before he instead of calling timeout, he's getting pushed out of bounds. He should have called timeout, but he tries to pass it in. Tries to throw it to Goran Dragic under the basket of the Bucks. Guess who's there? Brook Lopez. He deflects the pass, bounces to him. He scores. Now we're only up by 2. And then coming back the other way, Jimmy gets fouled. He shoots 2 free throws, misses the first, makes the second. Again, imagine if he would have made that fourth one. This next thing didn't have to happen. So they come down only up by 3. This is pretty much the Bucks' last shot, if anything. Chris Middleton goes to his left. Dragic is straight up, and this is the one that Doris Burks, saved herself for me from that tonight, because Dragic was straight up. Chris Middleton lands on Dragic. Dragic was already there; he was planted, and then they call a foul on Dragic on his 3-point shot, and we're up by 3. Great timing, NBA. Great timing, and Doris Burke luckily saves face with me, because the whole time she was bashing, she was like agreeing with everything against the Heat. Now she's like, no, that's not a foul. Like, she thought Dragic was perfectly standstill too. So I'm not the only one that's thinking this, and the NBA's got to do something, because that was crazy. So of course Chris Middleton goes to the line, hits all the free throws. We're tied, right? We come back. It's a couple seconds left on the clock. We drop a play, and it gets Jimmy the ball. Jimmy gets stuck in the corner, takes a wild shot basically, and Giannis puts a little bit of a hand on him. after he shoots. Like, I will say this, Giannis probably did not foul Jimmy Butler. I don't think it was pretty much a foul. I thought that justified a miss, and we probably should have went to overtime. But the refs thought differently. The referees called a foul. When they reviewed the foul, they noticed that the foul occurred with no time left. So basically, what happens is they award Jimmy 2 free throw shots. So all he had to do was make one, and the game was over. So Jimmy makes both though, because he had to shoot both because of the rules and everything. Shoots both, makes the shot, and we win off a controversial call. Basically, from one controversial call to another, we end up winning the game. Is it a way I would like to win? No, honestly, it was kind of ugly, and I'm pretty sure the media tomorrow on ESPN and everything else, they're gonna find some way to talk down to this or whatever. But if anything, I hope they notice that it's the referees being very inconsistent and being blatantly obvious in their, one-sided calls a lot of the times, and in key moments, controversial calls. Like, come on, like, are you kidding me? So it wasn't the prettiest win for us, but in the end of the day, it was an important win for us. We are still undefeated, ladies and gentlemen, undefeated in the playoffs. I mean, congrats, guys, congrats. Like, we're controlling everything. So big ups to the Heat. We end up winning 116-114 on a controversial call. 7 players end up in double figures. That's Jimmy with 13, Bam with 15, Dragic with 23, Herro with 17, KO with 11, Duncan Robinson with 13, and Crowder with 16. Great, just great team win. I mean, Dragic was 23 points. Like, that wasn't even that much compared to everybody else, I think, in my personal opinion. So that's, what a team win. Like, in a game, it just shows that we don't need a superstar. Like, this team has found a way to work collectively to get the job done and make and hang their hat on hard, tough defense and in our habits, which is 3-point shooting. And that's what happened. Our habits throughout the season, which is shooting a lot of threes and shooting them well and playing hard defense, is what's been working for us all year, and it definitely helped. And being team oriented and ball movement and all that good stuff. I mean, Heat basketball ends up winning this game. It's great. I mean, it's awesome. For the Bucks, Middleton ends up with 23, Giannis ends up with 29, Lopez with 16, Bledsoe with 16, Hill with 14. See, those are 5 Bucks players. We end up with 7 Heat players in double figures. And I think that's another big difference. That's how it shows you the bench was huge, because our 2 bench players in our double figure scoring is Tyler Herro and Kelly Olynyk. That's big. None of their bench players scored double figures. So definitely, they're going to have a conversation in the locker room and say, who's going to step up with these guys? Someone needs to step up. So I'm looking at anybody who's starting. If you're not starting and scoring double figures, well, what are you doing? Get out of this league. So guys, we end up losing the rebound battle, 50 to 38. Not great, honestly, and we definitely lost it. We lost that rebound battle in the second half. So, the Bucks proved they wanted to win, though. They were working hard. It was a tough game. This was not easy. The refs didn't make it easy. The Bucks didn't make it easy because they were hustling. They were hustling very well. We end up only being 2% better than them in field goal shooting, 45 to 43%. We started evening out. But then again, our 3-point shooting, we were 37%. They were 28%. We scored 17 threes. They scored only 7 threes. That's a 10-3 difference. That's a lot of threes at 30 points. That was what saved us tonight, was 3-point shooting. 100% what saved us was 3-point shooting. Our streaky, timely 3-point shooting definitely was a big key for us in our W. Free throw shooting, they end up shooting 39 free throws in total. They made up 33 of those, 89% shooting. That's pretty good shooting. We were 25 of 32, 78%. That's 7 free throws, guys. We won by 2. Let's say we make We only missed 2. We would have made 3 of those free throws instead of missing 5. We probably would have won this game with 1 minute left. We got to start taking control of our We had this game. We had a game like this against Indiana. So I feel like the Heat will bounce back with this in Game 3, especially in free throw shooting. But I don't like that it becomes a thing. You know, like we expect a game that we're gonna miss free throws. So I hope they fix that, and I hope they start to realize that free throw shooting they gotta take seriously, and they're gonna start to try to hit that in a higher clip. Hopefully, we'll see. Time will tell. Some more defensive stats. Steals. We had 12 steals. Only had 6 steals. Blocks. We had 4 blocks. Only had 2 blocks. We only had 10 turnovers. They had 14 turnovers. So again, our defense and 3-point shooting were the biggest thing. And then still, ball movement was part of that because we get our 3-point shots off ball movement. We had 22 assists. They only had 16 assists. That shows that today's win was about team winning, team offense, team defense, and 3-point shooting. Those 3 things were the key to the game. And if you want to add a 4th one, bench scoring with Tyler Herro and Kelly Olynyk. All that together, mush it up, a couple of controversial calls, blended it some more, and what comes out is a crazy, thirsty, unsatisfying W. You know, it's just sour for me. It's sour because of the league. I didn't like the way the refs were reffing this, and I feel like the league was trying to save the Bucks. Like they want this. They want this to last as long as it can, right? Because of money and to sell stuff and to keep making money, right? I get that, but be true to the game. Don't try to take away from the game. And the Heat were playing well enough that we could have probably won with a 10-point lead. We probably should have won with a 10-point lead, but things kept stopping us, and things kept the pace for the Bucks. So I hope you fix that, NBA. Yeah. All right, so that's the game, 116 and 114. Next game, Game 3, Friday, 6:30 p.m. on TNT. That's September 4th, people. That's going to be a big one, guys. If we win Game 3, that's it. Like, you can book us in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know who we're going to play. I still think the Raptors are going to show up. We'll see tomorrow. But this is a big game. Like, this is huge. Game 3 is the biggest game of the season for us in this series. And I have a good feeling we're going to win. And if we win Game 3, we're sweeping. No doubt about it. We will not lose Game 4. We're going to sweep that game up. So I hope the Heat come out with intensity because we got to take advantage of this lead. I do not want to lose this lead. This is a good team. I still think this is a good team, despite all their weaknesses and despite how well we've been playing against them. I do not want to sleep on this team. I don't think we should be sleeping on this team, as well as be looking against this team. Like, we do look very good against this team. We need to stay composed. We need to stay aggressive, and we need to keep our gas, that gas pedal down. Our foot needs to be on that gas pedal, just revving that shit up. So let's go. Let's continue this up. Let's continue to make some noise in this NBA. Let's continue to make Miami proud, this Heat culture proud, because it's for competitors only. All right? And if you saw me on YouTube, you understand why I said that. If not, because I'm wearing my shirt that says for competitors only. Booyah. Court culture. Heatstore.com. That's a little clip. All right, guys. And then Game 4, where hopefully we'll be closing out this series, will be on Sunday, September 6th at 3:30 p.m. on ABC. Ooh, wouldn't that be a nice Sunday? Maybe you barbecue to a nice one. Maybe. And if necessary, Game 5, Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on TNT. But let's not worry about that right now. I just like to say things like that because then I believe if I don't, then I jinx ourselves. So might as well just bring the whole thing out, right? All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me. Whatever you guys are listening on, remember, please follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. The Heat are back. I keep saying that because united in black, whatever. It is what it is. Hit me up, guys, on social, all that stuff. It's all good. Heat up 2-0. Looking for a 3-0 lead in a couple of days. Good team win. Strong, together, united in black. 2020 playoffs. The Heat.